Good evening, PNG, and thanks for joining us once again on Trukai Sports Scene, proudly brought to you by Trukai Industries. And good evening, Andrew Lapani. Thanks for joining us this evening.
Thank you very much, Marie. Great to be here, as always.
Yeah, it's been a great weekend. Lots and lots of exciting sports, especially the Legends of League. Andrew, you were also there watching the game?
Yeah, I was definitely there yesterday. A great performance put on by the PNG Legends and the Australian Legends for that matter. And I'm sure everyone that turned up at Lloyd Robson Oval got their money's worth. It was a cracking game, 45-44. Congratulations, PNG Legends.
You did us proud. It was hilarious.
It was hilarious. It was some entertaining football. You got to be said. It's got to be said. Some wonderful tries, breakaway tries, great hit-ups. The forwards still showed that they'd go for it. David Wesley, Ben Beery for the PNG Kumals still had it in them.
Ben Bigfoot Beery.
Yeah, he was a legend. A governor from Chimbu, the governor of Chimbu, Noah Cool, also taking part in the games. And he had some good offloads, some good breaks. It was pretty impressive stuff.
Lemmy.
A quality intercept before the end of the half. Of course, all that action was brought to you live on MTV yesterday, so hopefully a lot of you got to see the action. But again, Tuksi Karu, showing the class of the man, just steps up late in the second half and pots a field goal that turned out to be the difference between the two teams. Congratulations. Congratulations to the NRL bid, too, for putting on a great show and making it all possible.
Yep. We'll be talking about that later on in the show, but now we'll go to sporting briefs for this week. In the sports briefs this week, the Eastern Papuan Cup headed into another weekend of football. In the women's division, Yalas went up against Kula. Yalas proving too classy for their rivals, coming out victorious 3-0. Meanwhile, in the men's division, Simla did battle with Ebony. Simla had a number of early chances but were unsuccessful. However, Simla kept up the pressure, breaking through their opponent's backline till Nathaniel Lapani found the net. Simla won 2-0. Meanwhile, in the NCD Schools rugby competition, in the under-14 boys division, Pomis thrashed Pom Grammar 12-0, while Boroko Primary defeated St. Joey's 19-14. In the under-17 girls division, Pomis thumped St. Joey's 34-0, while Pom Grammar defeated Caritas 20-5. In the under-17 boys division, Pomis thrashed St. Joey's 24-0, while Salvation Secondary beat Pom Grammar 17-7. And the Papua New Guinea Rugby Football Union received a major boost last week from Monia Limited, who gave a whopping 3 million kina. The sponsorship will be allocated as $1 million kina a year for 3 years and will go towards the development of the code.
There you have it, some of the action from around the grounds over the weekend here in the nation's capital, and well done to everyone who took part in those sports. But around the world as well, there were some great matches played over the weekend, especially with the International Rugby Union, the Wallabies, answering some of their critics with a great display against England in their 20-14 win in Twickenham after that humiliating defeat, should we say, against France. A couple of weeks ago, New Zealand, again, too strong for Italy, but that would be expected, I guess. Samoa, the upset of the weekend, beating Wales. I know you're a big fan of Samoans, Marie.
I don't know where that came from. Andrew is.
And South Africa getting up over Scotland, so it looks like the Southern Hemisphere again dominating over the Northern Hemisphere. And in the Premier League over the weekend, did you catch up with any of those results?
Are you meaning your much favorite Chelsea?
No. Chelsea defeated, Manchester United defeated, Manchester City got up, and of course Arsenal in the North London derby, too good for Tottenham, 5-2. I was loving the action over the weekend.
Pity. Well, we'll go for a break now. When we come back, there's lots more on Sports Scene.
And welcome back to the show. Before the break, we were talking Legends of League, and we're going to talk about it a bit more because that's how good the game was yesterday, and you could have watched it live on your screens. MTV broadcasting it. Marie, you were there at the stadium. What was your most favorite moment of the match?
It had to be Noah Cole, Governor of Chimbu, scoring that try. Well, thanks to Stanley Genne, who gave him the ball to score that wonderful try. And thank you to everyone who turned up, 3,000 plus crowd there supporting that match.
Yeah, it was a great atmosphere, and I'm sure everyone appreciated the fact that this was the first time the Legends of League match had brought together former Kumu greats together in one team, and looking down at the field, seeing them all together really was something special. In the past, of course, last year's event was the Legends of League from the Maroons and the New South Wales, but the NRL bid office did the right thing. They invited our Kumu boys together, and they took the opportunity, winning the match 45-44.
Nail biter.
And some of the players, though, it looked like, turning back the clock. Definitely. They might be a bit bigger around the waist, but the skills were definitely there. Stanley Genne, he's still showing some form. He had a couple breakaways, showing a bit of speed. Stanley Haru, and of course, Tuksi Karu. Drop ball magic. So easy.
Field goal that won the match.
And they're up against some quality opposition in the Australian team. Petro Sivanasiva, still looking fit. I felt he could still be playing in the NRL the way he was playing yesterday. Julian O'Neill, of course, a local of PNG now.
Doing the conversions for the Australian side.
Yep, and it was great to see Cliff Lyons, a true legend of the game, and all you Manly supporters out there must have been pinching yourselves to see one of Brookvale's favourite sons taking part in running out onto the Lloyd Robson Oval. But it was about the whole atmosphere, wasn't it? It was just a great spectacle for everyone there.
Yep, and it was great to see first try coming from PNG. The Eagles, David Gomez, scoring 5 minutes into the game.
Straight off the bat, and that really set the scene for the rest of the match because there were so many tries, try after try. We even had an intercept of Adrian Lamb towards the end of the first half. Oh, something a bit dodgy about that one. I don't know. I think there was some words exchanged before that pass was thrown, but it was still quality nonetheless.
Puts
and what
the
really
pace
was
on.
impressive was some of the celebrations as they crossed the line. We had the somersaults coming back. We had people
That's a
lying
try.
on the ball,
He's like,
pretending
no,
they're
The governor himself.
Remember, you come straight there.
And
He was
someone
asking
tried
for a
doing
try.
it beside him.
No.
Yeah, I think it was great that the governor actually participated in that match, just to boost, help PNG NRL bid.
And just promoting the match and promoting the sport, rugby league, and promoting also the legends, the former players. There was a great announcement after the game by Adrian Lamb announcing that they're going to start PNG Kumu's Legends Association. And basically the idea behind the association will be to support all the retired Kumu players. Some of them, of course, after finishing from the sport, haven't been able to find other means of supporting themselves. So that's what the association will be about, as well as using them as role models and going out to the communities and talking about the importance of healthy living and other important areas, and of course promoting the Kumus themselves, which is always great. The country loves them, and it was great to see them in action again yesterday. What other parts of the match were you impressed with?
And mate, team me up with your old Hearts partner in Stanley Genne again this afternoon, so a little bit of a flash and
then 12-10. And then it went 26-26. I just thought it was
kept on going, a back and forth game. That's what we wanted to see. Entertainment throughout the whole match. And I tell you what, they really did put on the show. The match was played in the right spirit as well. There was good contests, a couple good hit-ups, good tackles, but they all had a smile on themselves. And tell you what, the Australian coaches were tough on their players. Anyone who dropped the ball, anyone who made a mistake, hooked off the field straight away, even if they just ran off.
Like they should.
But it was really great. Robbie O'Davis, another star. Matt Geyer, he was still showing some great form. And
we have to say a big thank you to Tony Curry for sitting in as one of our commentators with Stevie D on the day.
Yes.
One of the team managers for the Australian Legends side.
Stevie D as well, doing us great, commentating on the whole match. And also, a bit of a shout out to the mascots that were there on the day. They did some good things.
I could say who was in the kangaroo suit, but maybe I shouldn't.
They had the crowd involved, definitely. But congratulations again to the NRL bid office. And of course, Ella Motors for supporting it and putting on a great show. The legends themselves, I'm sure they all had a great time. The ones that came up from Australia. John Hapawati, he was loving it. in the crowd after the match, taking photos. Everyone was happy to see him, and of course the Kumals themselves, they don't get together very often, so hopefully this is the first of many more to come.
This initiative was actually a good idea because it kind of brought them together after so long. They don't usually get together like the Australians do. So yeah, I think PNG and everybody is just doing the right decision.
And great to see it all come off successfully yesterday. And as I said, hopefully there'll be many more to come in the coming years, and we get to see all the Kumals, past and present, putting on that jersey once again and entertaining the crowds like they did in their heyday of the career. Congratulations to everyone who took part. It's time to go to another break, but when we return, we're going to talk the talk of the town up there in Kokopo, East New Britain, the PNG Games coming up.
Welcome back, and if you just joined us, you're watching Trukai Sports Scene. Now we're talking about the 5th PNG Games. It's going to be held, in Kokopo, there in the East New Britain province, and it will be held, it starts today all the way to the 30th of this month, closing the month of November.
Yeah, almost 2 weeks of great sporting action up there in Kokopo, and I'm sure all the residents of Kokopo are looking forward to it. All the teams are getting in there. There's still a couple teams experiencing transport difficulties, but hopefully that is sorted out before their competitions kicked off. I think there's a couple teams in Leh waiting for the flights going over to Kokopo, but good luck to them. And of course, the 5th PNG Games, it's really been a great initiative, bringing together sports people from all over the country, 22 provinces now, first time for 22 provinces competing, and bringing them together for 2 weeks. They call it the Grassroots Olympics, and it really is something similar to that.
That's how some of our great athletes were discovered, such as Toya Whistle.
Yeah, definitely. Some great names who have competed in the Games in the past. Toya made her debut in 2003, barefoot, running in the PNG Games, and we all know what she's gone on to, representing the country in the London Olympics earlier this year. So it is not impossible for anyone else out there in the country who love their sport to take part in the PNG Games. Get spotted, maybe some sports out there doing some talent identification at these games, and maybe, who knows, 2015, 2016 in Rio, the next Olympics, you could be representing your country.
I have to give it up to the teams. They faced a lot of stress just to get their teams all the way to the games. They had, financial strains and stuff like that, but they eventually made it.
Exactly. Yeah. No, definitely.
You have to give it up to them.
Congratulations also to all of the sponsors that forked out the much-needed funds to support their provincial teams. All the members of parliament, the governors, and the business houses in those respective provinces have put together and allowed for their athletes, their people from the provinces to make it to the PNG Games. It really is something special. It only happens every couple years. This is the 5th one, of course, that's taken place, and good on them for choosing Kokopo as well. Kokopo made it a bit more difficult for the different teams getting there transport-wise, but it's happening. It's finally here, and I'm sure that the chairman of the host organizing committee, Sir Rabi Namali, his deputy James Wong, everyone of Kokopo will be mightily proud that the games are taking part finally after so long.
Yep, so the games began today, opening ceremony.
And it was a spectacular opening ceremony by all accounts. Very own Sophie Uruso is over there in Kokopo.
Thanks to our team down there for sending us some great footage of the opening ceremony, and they will be sending us updates whilst they're over in Kokopo.
Marie, your predictions, any of the provinces that you'll be looking to top the medal table at the end of the 2 weeks?
I'd say NCD will do well. They've got like 500 plus athletes and officials there. So I reckon the bigger the team, the more chances you have in getting medals.
Definitely, and NCD has always been a traditional powerhouse, as has Team Morabay and Team Eastern Highlands, but the host team, I think Team East New Britain, with the local support, all their athletes, I'm sure, were preparing for the last couple years for the PNG Games, and this could be their year.
Give the rest of the provinces a run for their money.
Yep.
Go Team East New Britain.
And it is great to see, I know there's this confusion that happens every time the PNG Games come along with the debate about international representatives taking part in the Games. But I think it was set straight a couple of weeks ago by the executive director herself, Yamo Launa, about the rules and about each sport allowing a minimal number of international representatives. Also to bring up the standard of the Games and give the other athletes something to strive to. You're competing against the international, so hopefully that improves your own performances. But it's great to see that sort of thing taking place in these Games. Athletes from the grassroots level competing against our national representatives and competing with them as well.
Congratulations also to the committee down there. They've been upgrading venues for the various sports. So
Yeah, it should be looking
great.
It'll
turn out also good for East New Britain that you have your sporting venues renovated.
Yeah, definitely. We could see Kokopo, a regional hub, the New Guinea Islands regional hub for sport, even a national hub, and more sports, their national federation setting up base in Kokopo, and that can only mean good things. East New Britain, of course, over the years, they've produced some fantastic athletes, especially in the athletics on the sprints track. We've had some of our great athletes coming out of...
Betty Brewer.
Coming out of East New Britain, and of course it's home of the Agmark Gurrias, dominating the rugby league in recent years, so they can produce the athletes there. Let's see if they produce the golds this PNG Games as well.
Yeah, we wish all the teams all the best, and we'll be bringing to you updates from Kokopo, thanks to our team that's down there. Andrew, why did you go?
No, we had to stay back and man the fort. But there are some, while we're on that, there are some great initiatives happening alongside the sports. There will be a training course for anti-doping control officers. And it will be the first time that doping testing is going to be carried out at the PNG Games. Of course, PNG is a signatory to the WADA Convention, the Anti-Doping Convention, and it is part of the being compliant with that they have to carry out doping tests. So that's going to happen for the first time in the PNG Games, which is something that's good, I think, that's needed in sport in PNG. And also alongside that, I know there's going to be some great activities conducted around HIV awareness by the Sport and HIV Committee. Ako Maniana and the crew doing a great job up there in Kokopo. And as well, there is going to be a sport and environment, a couple of activities about teaching the athletes and the officials from the different provinces the importance of properly disposing of the waste. And hopefully the message will be heard, because we don't want Kokopo to be a messy place after the end of the PNG Games. We want it to be as beautiful as it is, as it always has been. And hopefully the people coming from outside of the provinces can respect the residents and the people of Kokopo and the beautiful site that is Kokopo. And it's going to be a great Games, I'm sure.
Just a question on the sport and environment. Does this come about after the two environmental educators were here?
Yeah, definitely. One of them, Riley Webster, is coming up to the country again. He actually arrived today, and he's going to be flying up tomorrow to join the rest of the crew. And there is going to be a Voices of the Athletes booth at Takobar, one of the sporting venues for the Games. And basically, they're going to be promoting those three messages, which is play true, about not using drugs in sport, play safe, making sure that you're safe from HIV while you're competing at the Games, and go green, clean up, keep your environment clean. So it's going to be great. All the athletes and officials up there, Kokopo, make sure you go visit the Voices of the Athletes booth.
Great stuff there. Thanks, Andrew. And we'll go for a break now. When we come back, it will be time to wrap up the show. But before we do, it's Talk Pilai for this week.
Well, viewers, welcome back to True Kai Sports Scene, and it is time to wrap up the show. And as always, it is time for Talk Pilai, and we have the pleasure of having Charles Paranda in the studio for this segment. Charles, welcome.
Thanks, Andrew. Thanks, Murray. For tonight's True Kai Talk Pilai, we'll be talking about rice donation. True Kai Industries has come forward in sponsoring 3 teams taking part in the PNG National Games in Kokopo: Team NCD, Team West New Britain, and Team Morobe Disabled Agency. Yep, True Kai has come forward in supporting them by giving 25 roots rice, 20 kg to Team NCD, 1 ton of 10 kg jasmine rice to Team West New Britain, and Team Morobe Disabled Agency, 10 by 10 kg roots rice. Yep, I'm sure this will cater for the team during the event itself.
Oh, definitely, definitely. That's a lot of rice. That is a lot of rice.
A lot
and
of
I'm
rice.
Sure rice, as we all
weeks.
know, is very good for competing athletes. Gives you that energy, that stamina. And Team NCD, Team West New Britain, 1 ton of jasmine rice. Wow, that's a lot of rice.
I like jasmine. Oh, a ton. Charles, could I have a ton of jasmine too?
Yeah, sure, anytime. Yeah, and True Kai is traditionally associated with health, strength, and energy through its vitamin-enriched products, which is appropriately demonstrated by the company's continued sponsorship. Yep. For all those teams taking part in the games at Kokopo, all the best to you, and to Team NCD, Team West New Britain, and Team Morobe. Please make use of the rice, because I'm sure it will really come in handy at the time when you really need the energy. Yep.
Definitely, definitely. Another sponsorship, Charles, while we're talking about Trukai's generous support to all sporting codes in the country. EPC is on, and there's a local club, a new club that's been formed, Solo FC, and Trukai has come good with supporting them. Great to see.
Yep, Trukai has come forward in supporting this team, Solo FC, with soccer balls and water bottles, and also old Trukai fun-run shirts. Yep, I'm sure Solo FC, this will really help you along your way with taking part in the competition, EPC. Yep.
Should be good, yeah. Hopefully they'll make it all the way to the finals, and we'll see what happens when they get there. But it's good to see Trukai Industries coming good all the way at the national level and down at the community level as well. That's what it's all about. Chaco, festive season just around the corner.
Yep, for all you residents throughout the nation, it's festive season. I'm sure everyone is looking forward to spending time with families and friends. And yep, when you're walking around, take extra care, because festive season, anything can happen. And yeah, may everyone around the nation have a blessed and safe festive season with your families.
There you have it, the great Christmas message from Charles. And Charles, where's the Trukai industry staff going to be having their Christmas party this year? Are we invited?
Yeah, you guys are very much invited. For the after party itself, I'm not really sure, but last year we headed up at 14 Mile. Yeah, for this year, I'm not really sure. We'll still have to find out.
Going to have to get onto that one and tell us again next week.
Every brand of Trukai rice at the party.
There'll definitely be heaps of rice to be, consumed on that day.
Anything else before we wrap up Talk Play for this week?
Once again, to all the teams taking part in the Kokopo PNG Games, all the best to everyone, and all the best to Team NCD, Team Western Region, and Team Morobe Disabled Agency.
Go NCD. Yep.
And please take extra care during this festive season.
Yep. Great messages, and as Chaco said, good luck to all the teams taking part in the PNG Games. That brings an end to this show. It's been a great show, Legends of League PNG Games. We're going to be seeing a lot more action from the PNG Games over the coming weeks. Marie, what are you up to for the rest of the week? Flying over to Kokopo?
Nah, let our team over there do that for us. We're a bit short on this side of the country. we'll need someone to hold the fort here.
It's good to know you're finally admit to your height
you know what,
challenges.
You just might as well help me, host the program.
That's if I'm around. I might be gone too.
Just leave me in the lurch.
Kokopo, the place to be, but the flights are chock-a-block booked out, so I don't know how you're going to get there, Chaco. But anyway, good luck in that. And once again, good luck to all the teams in Kokopo. Make sure you tune into Sportsy next week for more highlights of the PNG Games. Until then, it's farewell. Have a good night.